Previously on The Walking Dead, AJ and I had been searching for a long time for some place we could call home. Just when we thought we'd found a huge stash of food, it turned out to be a trap. That could have been the end. But I woke up and found I'd been saved by a guy named Marlon, the leader of a community living inside an old boarding school. It felt like a chance at having a home, a real one. We had to go back to the train station to see if any food survived the explosion. But someone else had the same idea. When AJ distracted him, I shoved him into a pack of walkers. I found Marlon and Brody in the basement that night, arguing about the man we'd seen, and I learned why Brody was so afraid. The man was part of a group of raiders they'd run into a year ago. Marlon traded Tennessee's older sisters to the raiders to keep himself safe. He attacked Brody and locked me in the basement with her. When she turned, I had to stop her. Marlon stole AJ's gun and tried to convince them I had murdered Brody. Violet backed me up. I attacked Marlon and made him drop the gun. I was going to lock him in the basement, but then Marlon was dead, and AJ pulled the trigger. He remembered what I'd taught him. To always aim for the head.
Made you some coffee. It was in the kitchen. Tin said that I can have some. I didn't steal it.
I'm surprised you remember how to make it. We haven't had coffee in a long time.
You put it in hot water.
You're right. Thanks.
Last night, with Marlon, I heard Lewis and what he called me. Am I a murderer?
No! Oh my God!
Shit! We could get medicine from the nurse's office.
He's dead. The kid blew his brains out. You shot him. He's dead. You're a murderer. Marlon, he was down. You had him beat. What the fuck did you teach this kid?
Lewis called me a murderer. But we're supposed to kill bad stuff. Monsters. Did I do it bad? I thought Marlon was bad. He killed Brody. He kept telling lies.
Look, you did the right thing. The only thing you could do. Marlon was a monster. Lewis doesn't understand that, but he will. You were justified.
I was justified. What are we gonna do?
Back off, all of you!
You talked Marlon down, and then they fucking murdered him!
Take AJ, go inside.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, just let them go back to the dorms? What happens the next time one of us does something this kid doesn't like? Should we expect a bullet too?
That's not what happened.
It's exactly what happened. It was over. The little Mr. Trigger Happy decided otherwise.
Marlon started this! He killed Brody and almost got me too! AJ did what he had to do!
But he had to? He didn't have to shoot Marlon in the fucking skull! It was over!
Get it, Louis. Just back off, okay?
Back off? Seriously?
Let's go.
Clem? Clem? They better not call me a monster. They were scared of me, even though Marlon was the bad guy. I'm not scary. I didn't act like a monster. I stopped a monster.
I know you're not. We just need to prove it to them.
I'll tell them they're wrong. They'll know when someone explains it to them. Like you explain things to me.
AJ, come sit with me. We've got nothing to apologize for. You saved me and them from a monster. They'll see that. We'll make them.
For God's sake, someone help me with this!
Save you from that car wreck, and you fucking murdered him?
Get back, Mitch!
Get back.
Or what? You gonna let him kill me too? Then who's next? A Sim? Willie? Screw both of you.
Hey, what is it?
You've killed a lot of people. Did you kill your friend Lee because he was a monster?
What brought that on?
Was it murder when you shot him?
I killed him because I loved him. I didn't want him to suffer.
How? He'd be dead.
He would have turned. I didn't want that for him. He deserved better.
I love you, Clem.
I love you back.
Hey. Violet said to come get you for the funeral.
Really?
We used to have them more. Then we stopped. It seems right, though. I brought you something.
For me?
I figured you'd be afraid, with everyone all upset. But you were brave last night. Like a firefighter.
What are those?
Drawings for Marlon and Brody. It's stuff they wanted. I'm going to put them on their graves.
They don't need them. They're dead. They're not gonna get that stuff.
That's not why you do it.
It's a sweet idea, Ten. They'll look really nice on the graves.
Thank you. Have fun with your firefighter, okay?
Can we play with them later?
Sure. After the funeral. They buried them already. Vile started soon. See you out there.
This is gonna suck. They're gonna say a lot of things about Marlon and Brody. Some true, some not. Let's just get through it without upsetting everybody, okay?
Okay, I'll try. time to go?
Soon. You should leave that here during the funeral. At least these won't die. Ready?